Yo, what's going on, guys? This is Mario, also known as More Phenomenon, and welcome to finally the second episode of the Mighty Morphin Powered Podcast. I'm here with my boy Jeff. Once again, not the whole team is here, and we're gonna be talking about the Beast Morphers. We're gonna talk about Beast Morphers and the hype surrounding Beast Morphers and what I would like to see from the Sentai, which was Takume Sentai Go Busters, and what would we like to see from that? And if there's any changes, because so far there's been some changes. Like with the original, you remember, like I think was it earlier this month or late last month? They showed like the new like original like power up for Beast Morphers. So there, and what I would like to see is that this cast first of all, I love this cast because they work together and they love each other, honestly. Like you can tell, like from the moment you seen the core three at PMC, they loved each other, bro. And they're like family. Sort of like somewhat like the Ninja Steel cast. They like, so I think the chemistry's there already for sure. But like the thing is, like the it kind of fell out between Ninja Steel and Super Ninja Steel, like the chemistry they had, and it kind of seemed like forced. They seemed like friends being forced to do what they were doing. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
So I don't want to, right? I don't want to see that happen in Beast Morphers. And like for Beast Morphers is that this is probably the most hyped up season of Power Rangers since I want to say Super Mega Force, and we all seen what happened with Super Mega Force. So I can understand why people are calling this the savior of Power Rangers, but y'all gotta chill. Like I'm hyped for Beast Morphers as well because I honestly thought Go Busters wasn't gonna get adapted because Go Busters was supposed to get adapted, I believe, right after Super Mega Force or right before. Right after. Right after Super Mega Force. Because it was Go Kaiju. Yeah, right after Super Mega Force. It was supposed to get adapted then. But they just skipped over it and they adapted, which is we all know as Dino Charge / Super Dino Charge. So I'm glad, honestly, it wasn't in the Neil Saban era. Thank you. But like it's fresh. You know what I'm saying? You're starting fresh, starting off on a clean slate, a new era, new team. You get to start off fresh. They're already making good moves because now we're gonna like with the original power up, which probably we'll see in Beast Morphers. I think they said we'll see it in Beast Morphers. We're gonna be seeing more original footage than just let's just use a crap ton of Sentai footage like how Spawn did, you know. So I'm hyped for Beast Morphers. What you think about Beast Morphers from what you've seen so far, bro?
From what I've seen
Yeah,
so
from what
far,
you've
it
seen.
does look promising. It kind of reminds me of Dino Thunder, just obviously with the starting off with 3 Rangers. I kind of like that idea.
Yeah,
It's not too packed. Everyone gets their own gets their own amount of screen time.
right.
And I have watched like 2 episodes of Go Busters, but obviously like that doesn't really cover a lot. But just from what I saw from that, if they are adapting that, and you said that they're going to be using a lot of original footage, it does sound promising. And the fact that you said it's going to be starting like a new era, that definitely needed. Just from watching like Ninja Steel and Super Mega Force, like I don't know, things kind of
Right.
like went downhill. I mean, I'm sure people definitely still liked it, and there
Right.
definitely were good moments and like characters and stuff like that. But yeah, like you were saying, like, the savior of Power Rangers. The last time savior, it was obviously in space, and I
Right.
don't expect Beast Morphers to be anything like that. But if it if it does bring in, like things we've never seen before, or just like different dynamics with characters and even
Right.
villains would be cool. Like I'm all for it. And obviously, I'm gonna watch it too. But
Right. Like they're adding like a thing that I like from the Sentai was they're not taking out like the little buddy roids. I guess they call the buddy roids. Like each separate ranger, like they have a buddy roid. Like Red, like Himaru. I think that's his name from the Sentai. He has one. Like they all like have like a certain like buddy like robot. That works with them and assists them like throughout like the missions. And I'm like, bro, that's kind of cool. And one thing I kind of seen that caught my eye, I think I told you guys this, was like the cracked visors. Like that shows like in the fight, like in Go Busters, they show like the cracked visors a few times. But like they like when like the visors get cracked, like it shows like battle scars. Like, you know what I'm saying? And that would be cool to see. And also, I want to see like the morphin sequence. I need to see it. Like, I think they showed it with like the person who was like filming like the footage in New Zealand, like the little leak thing.
Mm-hmm.
But I want to see it for myself because I liked how Go Busters had the little stab back at like Power Rangers with using like it's morphin time, and that's like the first time like a Sentai has actually used, from my knowledge, has used its morphin time, like, to get back at, like, Power Rangers. So I was like, I want to see the morphin sequence. But if the morphin sequence is anything similar to, like, how it was in Go Busters, it'll be pretty decent. Like, it's not my favorite, but it looks pretty decent in Go Busters. So I just want to see how this season's going to turn out, because this season has got a lot of hype around it. And usually seasons that build like a lot of hype around it, like you expect it to be good from the jump. You like with like Super Mega Force, like technically the finale of Super Mega Force was supposed to be the episode of Power Rangers, like the best. And we all know how that went. We don't even gotta talk about that. If you wanna hear us talk about that, just check the first episode. But like, I don't want this to turn out to be one of those seasons that we hype up like, oh, let's go. This season's getting adapted. And then next thing you know, time comes around, a few months pass, Beast Morphers is like towards like the end of the first season. And we're like, oh, can this season end already? I don't want to do that again. Because honestly, Ninja Steel low-key started off kind of good, and then like you got towards the middle, you're like, oh my goodness, bro. Can this just end already?
Yeah, because there was a lot of recycled stuff. Or they weren't like, they stopped getting creative. Like, they kind of built up to something, and then it just kind of like, I don't know.
Kind of like, they were building up like the reveal, like Levi was just introduced around that time, and you had like the fake, what was his name? I think his name was Aiden.
Yeah.
And this was Levi's real name, but Levi, I believe, was brainwashed or he was brainwashed or mind controlled. I don't know which one, I forgot. And he was still the Gold Ranger, but he was used as like bro, and he like was Brody's brother, fake brother. And then that's when like the whole Levi came through. Levi, like, I think that's they fought, and like Levi was like, and then Brody was like, oh, you're Aiden. And I was like, okay, that was kind of like a weak reveal, but like it was kind of good, but then it was kind of,
oh yeah, he was like, they were at the talent show, and he started singing that song that their dad taught them or whatever, so that's what it was. Right. It was kind of cool, but yeah, like, I don't know. Right. After a couple episodes, I started to like catch on to it.
I kind of feel it, and then you like had like them at like the little campfire thing towards like the end. Like, I it was okay, but at the same time, I really ain't feel it, because I felt like that was supposed to be one of those emotional scenes. You know what I'm saying? And that I didn't feel that. Like I felt like emotional scenes, good and bad emotional scenes, way more than that. Like, for instance, when Max first morphed after he realized that he was a robot, that was emotional, and I felt that. and the lesson he learned behind that. But with that, with the Brody and Levi thingy, is that I didn't really feel that. Like, it didn't hit me. So I hope, like, honestly, with Beast Morphers is that you have more depth within the story, and also have good arcs. Have good arcs. This is a season where you can have very good arcs or good backstories surrounding these Rangers, and also including like the I forgot what they're gonna call the villain, but he's like some Vengeance like character. So like have like good arcs. I would love to see another original Ranger in Beast Morphers. I know we won't, but I would love to see another one. Like, man, just make it interesting, bro. Like, Ninja Steel had like parts where you like, okay, this could be kind of interesting. Like, for instance, like the whole fake Aiden thing, like that was low key interesting. But then you got towards the end, and you're like, y'all could have done better with that. But I'll accept it. Like, it wasn't that interesting. It lost interest. Basically, what I'm trying to say, it lost interest, and I'm not trying to lose interest in this season because I honestly love Go Busters. I've loved Go Busters since I first laid eyes on it. So I'm not trying to lose interest in like the middle of this season. Like, oh my God, bro, this season was overhyped. Like, I'm not trying to be that person. You feel me? Because honestly, we're at a point of time where people are calling Power Rangers as a franchise dead due to it not obviously not doing numbers that it's doing, and the community being much smaller due to how, I mean, also you can say due to people growing up, obviously, because not everybody's like us or other people in the community who still watch the Power Rangers past certain ages, but the community is like smaller, and like we're at a point of time where we need, like, it needs to start getting better, or otherwise we don't know if we'll still have Power Rangers in the future. Like, Sentai has been killing. Like, Lupin Ranger versus Pot Ranger is decent, but it's still pretty good. Like, all right, we can keep moving on, and then you got Ryu Soldier coming up. So I'm like, I love how they're making new stuff. Like, they're making more comics. The game we mentioned in the first episode, making it more interactive, and obviously what surrounds all of that in the middle is like nucleus is like the show. So you have the show there. So to make also like to bring more people in, the show has to be good. You can't just have no half like decent season and expect like to draw on a good crowd. You know what I'm saying? You gotta have the special moments feel like special moments. You gotta have like I said, good arcs surrounding the villains. I wonder who the mentor is gonna be. I wonder if it's gonna be like the same way in like Highs and Go Busters. Like, you have like the leader, like that, like Ace, like the leader of Ace. I think the company was called Ace. Yeah, and like all of that. Like, I'm just curious. I got a lot of questions for Beast Morphers, and I hope it lives up to the hype. Cause I'm seriously hoping that it does not become another Super Mega Force, bro. And it just flops completely. So, like, Super Beast, like, I think for the filming also, they went back really fast. Cause I think they ended filming sometime late November, around November 27th. And they just went right back to filming like early this month. So they trying to knock it out the park. And I think the filming process is to 4 to 5 months. So 2020, by 2020, I should be having that, I'm really hyped to see Super Beast Morphers. Even just saying Super Beast Morphers don't roll off the tongue right. I don't know why we're still continuing the super seasons. We just need like the like how it was in the Disney era where we had the 40, 44, 45 plus episodes, you know what I'm saying? Instead of just, oh, let's just expand this out more and bring like some stupid storyline and try to make it scratch and just get lazy and call it Super Beast Morphers. Like,
Yeah,
come
like
on.
it doesn't make sense to why like you build up to defeating a villain or even just like taking a huge L and like getting defeated by the villain to just like have your powers be like reset and then you do everything all over again.
Exactly.
Like the way In Space ended, like no, it ended. You know what I mean? Like Andros had to kill Zordon. You can't just you can't like bounce back from that. I mean, he did obviously keep his powers or whatever, and it carried on to like his sister becoming a ranger. But Andros was just always an ally. And then like you have like Lost Galaxy. He sacrificed himself for like all of Terra Venture. But
right.
then like yeah, like the super seasons, they really pissed me off too because like yeah, you build up to like a certain point, even with like the legendary battle, like you can't like ah man, you don't just like build up to a legendary battle and then like have a continuation, you know what I mean?
Exactly. Like, and the follow up with that, like the only good, like, now I'm not even gonna say good, like tolerable super season to me that I can watch is Super Samurai. It's tolerable. I'm not saying it's good. I'm not saying it's god awful. It's tolerable because you see the Rangers in that season work more than I think the Megaforce Rangers did in just about both seasons. Like you see, like the Rangers like improve. Like Mike, he kind of like lost like his cocky edge. You know what I'm saying? Like a bit of character development. Like the
Yeah, that's
I
exactly like I feel like they almost like run out of things or they have to
right
just like kind of keep trying new things to see what hits.
exactly. Like they stuck in like the character development and the improvement of these Rangers. Like by the super season, these Rangers, like the group should have already improved. Like you know what I'm saying, they should be improving to get better and better. By the time that super season, they should be already like improved. But like from super seasons have showed is that the character development has literally get stuck into a ditch and like it does like it kind of bothers me because it's like, all right, for example, like let's say let's say Super Mega Force, since we're on the topic of talking about that. Noah, only thing Noah did is just, oh yeah, I'm gonna just, instead of being the nerd guy, I'm just gonna fight more. I'm gonna just
Hmm.
try to be a bit more brave.
Yeah.
That that's not character development. Like, that's, you're just saying that, and literally Noah still got. I think he beat the one guy, the one of the Cars guys, and the other two dudes Noah fought. He legit got washed. Dude got washed. You feel me? And that's like, okay, he has this never give up mentality, but he legit gave up, and the Rangers had to come and help him. Like, so sometimes, like in the super season, the character development is just built for no reason. And like, I want it to mean something towards like the end, you know? So I hope that's not an issue with like Beast Morphers and all that. But like, yeah. What you think about the suits?
Oh no, I like the suit. They look cool.
Yeah, I like the suits. The suits are pretty cool. You know what I'm saying? I always found them pretty unique because it's not all typical Power Rangers, like a typical Power Rangers like suit, you know? So I like them, especially gold and silver. I like those. I like those suits the most. And so, what do you think is the potential for this season really high, or the potential for this season really low? Well, it's obviously not low because people having this being the best season since RPM, and that's saying something.
Dang. I mean,
So
yeah, it does give off the same vibe as RPM, but if it, I mean, by all means, like, have it surpass RPM. Like, the fans will definitely be satisfied. But as far as, like, expectations and, like, what I think it's going to do, it looks promising. Like, what? Are their Zords, like, animal-based, or is it all just, like, technological stuff?
The Zords aren't technically animal. They're not animal-based. They're, like, I know Yellow has... Go Buster Yellow has a helicopter. The rest are like cars, and then I think they switch.
Okay. Well, then, yeah, like I'm saying, like, it gives off, like, that RPM, like, futuristic vibe, or even kind of like Operation Overdrive, which we won't talk about. But as far as, like, us getting a Power Rangers movie recently, and then people kind of wanting the Power Rangers hype to, like, live up again in the comics and stuff, I'm pretty sure Beast Morphers is going to be just fine as well. Because, like, if you take Beast Morphers out of the equation right now, what do we have right now? We have, like, Boom Comics. We have,
the
like...
game.
The game, Soul the Dragon. And then you got all the stuff that, like, Jason David Frank's doing, like, with film and whatnot. And then, there's people making Power Rangers fan films. The sequel obviously got announced. Like, so you would hope that Beast Morphers isn't going to be the thing that just, like, kills the moment right now.
Exactly. Like, it kills the vibe of, like, having hype for this franchise being revived from the dead. You know, like let me rephrase that. Being picked up from the ground and being a big franchise that it was. Because honestly, once we hit around that Megaforce, probably even with Samurai, that's when Power Rangers, I believe, in my opinion, started to like go down. Like, a lot of people, like, low-key, like, left, you know, and it's been declining ever since. With the movie, first of all, when the movie came out, that's when the Power Rangers, like, whatever you want to call it, fandom, community, like, really came back to life. Then you had the Boom Comics and the announcement of, for the 25th anniversary, we're going to do Shattered Grid. And with the comics being a success, that, like, built the hype up of, like, oh, yeah, we're getting good Power Rangers content again. So then you have the hype around Dimensions in Danger, in which, in my opinion, Dimensions in Danger was really good. Only if Dimensions in Danger was a 2-part episode, two episodes. It would have been, in my opinion, my second favorite team up with Legendary Rangers and Rangers in general. And then you have that with Dimensions of Danger being low-key a success. You're like, okay, there's that. And then you have, like, Beast Morphers. And on Beast Morphers, a lot of people, this is one of them seasons where once it got skipped to be adapted, people are like, oh, shoot, this isn't going to get adapted. And Go Busters is, like, one of those seasons where it's like Jungle Free. A lot of people don't like it when it first come out, but then after, like, a few years or years later watching it, you're like, yo, I really love this. You know what I'm saying? It's one of those type seasons. So when it got announced that we're officially, like, are going to adapt Go Busters and call it Beast Morphers, the hype, like, went through the roof. And the cast is hype about it. You know what I'm saying? The cast seemed like really good people. I even interacted with the Blue Ranger on Instagram once. Like, they're pretty cool people. You know what I'm saying? Pretty cool, generous people, give advice. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, made for this job. Because basically, besides, I want to say Preston, maybe Sarah as well, if you want to throw her in there. The Ninja Steel team wasn't really what you would expect from, like, a teenage Power Ranger team, like, energetic, like, up, excited, you know. And, like, this Beast Morphers team, I can tell they have that energy, you know what I'm saying? So I want to see that, obviously. Like, keep it to a minimum, because, like, the character might have, like, a certain character trait and you don't want to blow that character trait due to your personality as a person outside of Power Rangers.
Mm-hmm.
I expect
That's also another problem with like super seasons is that you can only like write so much for a character, and then the actor can only like do so much with that character as well. So like if you try to push it into a whole other season and you just have like a character go from being like an introvert and shy and all that stuff to like a full-fledged leader, then like where else can you go from being a full-fledged leader? You know what I mean?
Right. That really describes Troy. Because Troy low-key, I didn't want to say he was shy, but he low-key was like quiet.
Yeah.
And Andrew Gray, he's a good actor, but he is like low-key an energetic dude. You know what I'm saying? You can't, and Troy's character is like quiet. Like,
Yeah,
you know what I'm
he
saying?
was really monotone.
So you can like see and like somewhat of like towards the end of like Super Mega Force, they're like, hell, just do what you want. And like that's when like Troy like started trying to like be loud. Like him voicing his opinion, like when he got caught by Mavro, and they were like, "You humans like have to get him or rescue him in about an hour," and like that's when he started like screaming and talking about leadership, and I'm like, "Bruh, this is not Troy. When did he start screaming?" And I'm like, "Okay, this is weird." So I'm just like, man, I don't know. We just need a good Red Ranger. Tyler's decent. I'll say Tyler's decent because at parts he really ain't seemed like a Red Ranger to me. You know what I'm saying? Tyler would have been a great like Blue. He would have been a great like Blue. You know what I'm saying? In my opinion. I love Tyler, but Tyler at some points he didn't really seem like the Red Ranger. But at some points at the points he did, he was really good. That's why I love like his actor, because they matched literally his back to the personality thing. They matched his personality with Tyler's.
Mm-hmm.
That's why the transition of him doing Tyler and Tyler being so energetic went so smooth, and it went in the right direction. So I honestly hope to see this more. And we obviously didn't see this in like Ninja Steel, because like this man Brody, oh my god, I couldn't stand Brody. Brody just was like Brody. He was that quiet guy until like the Rangers would win, like in the Megazord battle. And don't you know like how they have like a certain quote at the end? So Brody, he would just hit that. This is epic. Like what?
Mm-hmm.
Come on, man. Like it just, I don't know. And also the thing with like Brody is that you know how they had like the whole like storyline with like his dad, right? And how his dad really didn't appear. Like his dad supposedly he found the Ninja Nexus
Oh yeah.
thing, and he was supposed to have a big part of the storyline going to like Ninja Steel Super Ninja Steel. You know, he made the appearance as the Red Ranger, and that's when like Mick was the Red Ranger as well.
Yeah.
He was supposed to have like a big role, and he didn't. And you literally you forget about Dane Romero until that one. Was it Dimensions in Danger when when Brody was fighting his dad with Levi? No, it wasn't Levi. It was Brody and Preston. And they didn't even really fight. Like that's something you have hyped up. Like, yo, Brody's gonna fight his dad. Oh my god, like this is gonna be good. And it wasn't. It wasn't at all. It was like a stiff sword fight with a little bit of magic for about a minute. And I was like, what? So y'all can't hype up certain things and then have it be like, because I think I said this, the legendary battle could have been, the actual fight could have been way longer than some 2 minutes, bro. Come on.
They honestly should have made a movie from it, but like, I don't see them doing that with like any type of Power Rangers. Like that, they did that with what was it? with RPM and
Clash of the Red Rangers with Samurai. Yeah, they did do that.
They picked Samurai to do that. Like, why? I mean, that was still good and everything, but where was all that at before? Doing stuff like that, a legendary battle should definitely be a movie. Dimensions in Danger being a movie would be awesome. Shoot, Forever Red was 30 minutes, but they nailed that in 30 minutes.
The thing is with a crossover episode is that you gotta hit all the points you want to hit in a certain period of time.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? The legendary battle was just basically interaction with old Rangers, interaction. Megaforce Rangers, Tommy, they talk to Tommy and Wes. You have a Rangers for a little bit, blah, blah, blah. Then they finally get to fight, 2-minute fight, and next thing you know, it's over, basically. You're like, what? Huh? No way I just waited basically 2 seasons to see this.
Yeah, exactly. The whole point of it is nostalgia, and the nostalgia lasts, like you said, 2 minutes.
Right.
Or even, I get the scenes of, what's his name? Carter showing up and, saving someone from a fire, because he's a firefighter. That was literally spot on.
Right.
And then you have, TJ and Cassie saving someone from, an elevator, which kind of corresponds to In Space, I guess you can say. But then, so they matched all that up good. And then, Tommy came in and had his, what's it called, Saba. So, that was a big thing, honestly. Right. But then, you get to the fighting of it where, all those Rangers, when they fought, they make, all these newer Rangers fighting styles, terrible. But then you really just see them, put on their helmets, and that's it.
Right. But another thing, my small problem with, bringing back legendary Rangers is that in these team-ups, you literally just, the Rangers, just basically saying, this team, the new team of Rangers has to depend on the old team, or the old Rangers, all the time. And that's really not necessarily the case.
Mm-hmm.
But they make it seem like that when they be because the legendary Rangers, they just take over the spotlight. You know what I'm saying? That's what you come to see. You know what I'm saying? And they take over the spotlight. And they're usually the one doing more of the fighting. So towards the end, and you have that team of Rangers do what they do. You know what I'm saying? And get the job.
Yeah, no, Operation Overdrive is literally what you just said.
Right.
Once a Ranger, but that lives up to the whole title of it as well. But yeah, they literally lost their powers and to the point where they had no use. They all quit. They were I don't even see the point of being a Ranger anymore.
And they got replaced by former Rangers. Come on now. Y'all literally are making the newer team of Rangers feel powerless and useless, you know. So I like it. I like that you bring back the older Rangers because they bring back nostalgia. Bruh, seeing Trent, seeing Antonio and all them back in Dimensions in Danger, seeing Gemma.
Yeah.
That's someone you would never think that first cross your mind what are we gonna bring back? Gemma's actor. That doesn't cross your mind at first. You think of somebody like Jason Day Frank, you know what I'm saying, Jason Bond. You know what I'm saying? Other big names. But to see underrated legends like her, like Steven Skyler, like Jeffrey Perazzo, you know what I'm saying? Seeing all of them appear, it's yo, we're finally giving other Rangers recognition that are not named Tommy Oliver and Wesley Collins.
Mm-hmm. And I came across some YouTube video earlier today. I didn't watch it, but the title literally was Tommy Oliver's overrated, but then it was he deserves to be. So that's just super controversial right there. And I'm sure it'll always be, because it's definitely true that just from just from being a Green Ranger and then just going on to being multiple Rangers, he literally built himself up to being the face of the franchise, like we say.
Right.
But there are definitely there are easily other Rangers it could have been, I guess is what I'm saying.
Adam Adam was
Yeah,
one of them.
exactly. Adam was what? How many? He was 2 different Rangers, 3 different Rangers.
All right, 3 if you want to technically count Turbo. 3.
So he was Black, Turbo Green, Zeo Green. Okay, yeah.
Like we said in the last episode, Johnny Young Bosch just doesn't get enough recognition in this franchise. Like you see him come back, and I was so excited to see him in Operation Overdrive. Like literally, that was literally the only reason, one of the only reasons why I rewatched Operation Overdrive. I'm like, let me hurry up and get the Monster Ranger. Let me hurry up and get the Monster Ranger so I can see Johnny Young Bosch. Like he took that role as the leader of the team. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, honestly, if Johnny Young Bosch was up to it, he can become like the main like universe rep whenever like West is like through with being the main universe rep. But at the same time, like Johnny Young Bosch, he has like a career now outside of Power Rangers. I think he's in some band or something. So there's that. But like Tommy being overrated, I see why. But like you said, like they kind of built him up through like seasons to put him as like the face of the franchise.
Mm-hmm.
So like power ranking wise, is Tommy the most powerful Ranger? No, I don't think so. I don't
Most
think.
powerful? Damn, that's a good question though.
I don't think he.
Who, off the top of your head, who would you say is like most powerful, or at least one of the most powerful?
White Dino Ranger.
I would say him, like Gold Zeo Ranger.
Titanium Ranger, Gold Samurai Ranger. I
really,
think the gold. Yeah, go ahead.
no, I was gonna say so. Really, just like any like extra Ranger, like 6 or 7, just because of like where the powers come from. Yeah.
Like I said this. Like the Gold Samurai Ranger is slept on, bro. Like literally, he can travel at the speed of light.
Oh, if we're doing that, then it's Omega Ranger.
Technically, yes. if that man can manipulate time, it stop and freeze time.
I think he has the best like entrance of a 6 Ranger, because he literally showed up and they were like, "Who's this guy? Like, is he good or bad?" And then like the villains threw everything at him, and he just slowed down time, caught bullets, put him on the ground, and then just went to work. And then you find out that he's literally just like one of the kids that's just there chilling all the time.
Right. He can speed up time. He can freeze time. He can slow time. Like low key, that he might be the most underrated 6 Ranger and possibly the most powerful. Cause say he uses that against Trent, he freezes time and stops those laser arrows. It's a wrap. It's a wrap.
What he had what was it? What did Omega Ranger? He had like SWAT mode also, or what he have? It's his like power up.
Oh, I don't think he has SWAT mode. He did have a power up, but I don't think it was SWAT mode though. What was it? Oh crap! I haven't watched SPD in a hot minute. Need to put that on my list. I don't know the name of it, but he most definitely did have some type of power up.
It was in his morpher. Yeah, I remember he like revved it up or whatever.
Exactly. I found that pretty cool too as a kid. Like he just revved up. Oh my god.
Okay, here, I Googled it real quick. He had electro mode, blast mode, power mode, muscle mode, hyper mode, light beam mode, charged up mode, and then he had his judgment scanner.
Exactly.
Yeah, so he definitely was probably the most powerful.
Like, bro, just imagine that. Like, even if he's fighting Antonio, who can travel at like the speed of light, as shown like in like his debut Ranger episode. He's literally all he got to do is just slow down that time. Boom. Whip out that hyper mode. It's wraps. Pull out the blast mode and it's over. It's done. Like, literally, you can't do nothing. You're frozen in time. Like, come on, bro. Like, Yeah. Oh my god. So
All right, so I have a question for you.
yes.
So we were talking about Beast Morphers and if it's gonna be good or not and what it means for the future. So
Okay.
say they I think. So let's say Beast Morphers is obviously good, but it doesn't necessarily mean that like the future of Power Rangers is still like in good hands. Like it's a good season, and then like Super comes along and it like does fine as well. Like it's not like a bust like the other Supers have been.
All right.
Would you rather Power Rangers just completely say we're just gonna focus on movies and put all of our like efforts into that, or would you want them to continue to make series as well?
Well, I think they're going to continue making series, but like I think that like they will, like, if it flopped, one, you gotta scrap all of directing, all of the writing.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You would think that with what the comics are doing right now, that they would grab some of those writers and literally just like toss them in a room together.
Exactly. Like that's honestly what I would do. Like talk to some of them Boom Comics guys. They've been doing some good things over there, you know? And like what I would do is that I wouldn't necessarily pay more attention to the movies, because then it's going to be like you're not really like, if you pay more attention to like the comics, for example, and like future movies and stuff, that's like, dang, these people really don't have faith in Power Rangers as a television series anymore, you know, and that's given more of a people of a reason to say that this franchise is dying. You know what I'm saying? More reason to draw people away. So if Beast Morphers does fine, they're gonna try to see what they did good in Beast Morphers, and I hope they do that. Does this? My bad. Does this? Like, see what they did good. You know what I'm saying? And just elevate and go up from there. Like as you said, the other super seasons are bust, complete garbage. But like, if Beast Morphers does good both in the original and super season, this can set the tone for the Hasbro era, where that could be that season, like an In Space, that you like look up to and be like, oh, you gotta look at this. This sets the standard of what you gotta do in order to be a good season. Not saying it's gonna be In Space by any means, because In Space, hey, that in my opinion, is the best season of Power Rangers of all time. That's my opinion. So it's just that seasons, when you look at In Space and you see what they did, great team of Rangers, great villain. You had a great general in Ecliptor. You had great arcs everywhere. You had great side villains with the Psycho Rangers. A great finale. Like, literally, I don't see how people can't say In Space is the greatest season of all time. Like, literally. Although it does start off slow. You know what I'm saying?
It definitely does. Yeah, like the Psycho Ranger arc doesn't start until like the second part of the season, and or really like cutting it into like thirds. It's like 2/3 the way in, because it's like episode 30 something.
Right,
but either way, like you have to establish the team and everything like that.
Right. You gotta get the team well established. You know what I'm saying? And
not only that, like half of the first part of the season, like is them like discovering more things that Andros just never told them.
Exactly. Man,
or him finding out stuff too, like when Zane comes back, and then like a few episodes later, they go on to some like that desert planet, and you find like all the people from KO-35.
Right.
And then freaking Dark Honda's literally just has them under siege the whole time.
Exactly.
So yeah, no, like they did a good job just building through that whole season. So
right.
Yeah, like
that's what you gotta like do with like Beast Morphers. Make sure the team is well established. You know what I'm saying? Make sure the team is well established. Make sure, like I said, with arcs, like backstories, like low-key can have an effect on a storyline. Not like a big effect, but it can have somewhat of an effect. You know what I'm saying? Like, for example, I'll give low-key an example of what I'm trying to say. Like Emily from Samurai, right? If you watch Samurai from the beginning, a lot of people know that she wasn't supposed to be the original, like, Yellow Ranger. It was supposed to be her sister, but her sister tweaked her ankle or something. So Emily, like, just had that feeling of and self-doubt and, like, feeling like bad, like, oh, this wasn't supposed to be me. So, like, I think, like, have the backstories. Like, I would love to see an evil ranger in Beast Morphers. I would love to see it, especially with the whole, like, little, like, Vengeance theme that the main villain's giving off. I would love to see that. Or see a good ranger turn evil. I would love to see that as well.
Oh yeah, no, that usually makes like the best arcs in the end, honestly,
Right.
because it can stretch across like a whole season too.
I mean, except Mystic Force when they tried to do it with Nick.
Oh,
Like,
man. Nah,
oh.
that's another. we'll save that for another day.
Right, we're gonna say that for another time, man. We can't roast Nick, bro. We're gonna leave Nick, Mac, and Jayden alone, and Troy. We're gonna leave them alone, bro. We ain't even gonna talk about them right now. We're gonna save that for a whole nother episode when we talk about Red Rangers. So my question is, with the new merch, like the Beast Morpher figures, the hood, like the shirts and all, how good do you think the merch would do? And will that have like an effect on merchandise in the Hasbro era going down for Power Rangers in the future, going down into the future?
Hold
Like,
on, so you kind of cut out a little bit. So you asked me what Beast Morphers looks like. Is there merch gonna
merchandise wise, do you think, like, if it does good, do you think this would like set like the standard for merchandise in the Hasbro era going down in the future, or like it would just stay the same?
Oh, okay. So I feel like it's been a while since we've had like good Power Rangers merchandise as far as like toys and stuff. Because I mean, the originals are really what sold, and then you had like so many different Zords and stuff, and then yeah, well, like you said, I feel like when we hit like Samurai, you kind of started not seeing so much, or it just wasn't really like as creative. Like, I don't know, when you see something on screen and then they just make it into a toy, you kind of like, I guess in the earlier days when we were younger, it was more exciting. But now, as far as merch, like if you're buying merch, you're just collecting it. You know, like it's staying in like the casing or whatever. You're not necessarily like interacting with it. So if they're making merch now for like Beast Morphers, I guess since they know that either the audience is gonna be kids or just long-term Power Ranger fans, so like people our age,
Exactly.
that they could like change it to where it would be stuff that we'd buy, like collectibles, like, you know what I mean? Like, if we see legendary gear, we're hopping on it, like, immediately, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
So, like, if they do, like, stuff like that, or just, like, shirts and just stuff that if we buy, we're going to be advertising it, and not so much as buying it, and then it goes into, like, a corner.
Exactly. Like, I want to get some Power Rangers merch where I get it, and if I don't take it out the box, I want to have it, like, visible, you know, not just like, oh yeah, I just bought this and I'm just gonna like toss it in like the closet, you know what I'm saying, and don't look at it again. I want to have like high, like top tier, like merch you put effort in, you know, like the figures. I think the figures like in the Neil Saban era could have been better. Like, it's something like the detail, not just the detail, like you've just basically seen throughout Mighty Morphin, although Mighty Morphin, as we said last episode, merchandise-wise, is smart. But you don't want to just see, oh, we're just going to bring back Mighty Morphin Red, you know what I'm saying? Just bring back, like, In Space Red. You want to see more. You know what I'm saying? And I think what I saw, like, someone leaked it, I think a few months back, and they show like the variety, like the Shadow SPD Shadow Ranger. Like you're getting that, you're getting the Beast Morphers, pretty much every Beast Morpher except for I think Silver, maybe Silver. I don't know. Like I could tell, like from the first wave, the first two waves, that if they come out really good, these things are gonna sell. They're gonna sell, and I think the merchandise is going to do good in general. I think it's going to do amazing. It's just that you gotta have merch that people actually want to get to. You can't just say, just slap on a label and say Power Rangers, like, oh, they're gonna get it because it's Power Rangers. No, you gotta have like merch that we're actually invested in. You know what I'm saying? Not just like some lazy figure that you just said, oh, this is from this series, the most up-to-date series, and we're just gonna slap that on the box, slap that in the box, and just put it off for sale. Like, no, like that's what I think. Like the whole just Neo Saban era, to define it in one word: lazy, 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 lazy. And I really won't get onto the acting because that's when they started the whole you really don't need no acting experience to become a ranger. So I won't get on that. Although the acting was kind of lazy as well. Lazy writing, lazy storylines, the development, obviously, lazy, like lazy figures, just lazy all around. You know what I'm saying? So I hope and from what I've seen, the figures look good. You know what I'm saying? So I just know when they drop, I think they drop next month, right? Next month, month after next, I am straight cashing out on everything I see. Going straight to GameStop and I'm cashing out. Telling you, man. I believe that the merch is going to do well. I believe it's going to do well. So that's my thing on the merch. And
Yeah,
also,
so I have a question for you. Or go ahead.
like, for the people rushing Beast Morphers, I'll say it again. I repeated it. I said it earlier. You don't want another rushed season. We've seen how a rushed season comes out. And it came out pretty lazy, as we said, and piss poor. We don't want another rushed season. Let greatness, simmer up. And also the hype builds up more and more. So don't rush it, bro. Because people been rushing Beast Morphers since PMC.
Mm-hmm.
That's months ago. That's like August. Every week, where's Beast Morphers? Where's Beast Morphers? Like, bro, Beast Morphers is going to be here before you know it. So let the merch drop. You know what I'm saying? Let the hype build up for it more. It's going to be here soon. All right. You was about to say something?
Yeah, so in Beast Morphers, they have the morphing grid, correct?
Yes, sir.
Like, that plays, like, a big part into the storyline?
Yeah.
So with that being said, how likely do you think that we're going to see, like, maybe not other Ranger teams, but, like, maybe even them being referenced? Because obviously, what, you think they'll throw in, like, what was the most recent season, Super Ninja Steel?
Yeah. I think they'll be referenced. It depends on the theme of the season, to be honest. Like, if it's like an RPM like season, without a doubt, you might hear RPM reference it to you.
Okay.
Like, it all depends on like the theme of the season. But yeah, it'd be pretty cool to hear Ninja Steel reference.
But I was just saying, like, with the morphing grid, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, being universal. But with this being so far of a season from, like, the last time we've really interacted with the morphing grid, that being, like, Operation Overdrive, like, it'd be a stretch for them to even, like, throw back to anything. I mean, with Dimensions in Danger, we know anything's possible now, but which is kind of cool is what they set up. But honestly, I really want that legacy season of just a team of, like, they don't even have to be legendary Rangers, just Rangers from the past.
Exactly. I would love that, bro. Oh my goodness. Who would be the Jason Font, have him be the Red Ranger. He's been doing a good job as the main universe rep.
Mm-hmm. Have him, and then I would definitely have Adam in there.
Yes, sir. As green or black though?
Black. Definitely. Yeah.
I think Tommy will most definitely take green.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. And then I would say, what's his name? Selwyn Ward, TJ. Like he's obviously still around, so I would. That's my pick for the blue.
He's gonna be blue.
Okay,
King?
so if you get Jake, or my bad, if you use West though, then what about Rocky? What's up with him?
But I think Rocky he obviously hasn't gotten a lot of attention because think about it, like since the crossovers with like MMPR, you've had Forever Red, Rocky wasn't there, that was Jason. And the Legendary Battle, Rocky wasn't there, that was Jason. So you get him once. I will honestly bring him back again because I love Rocky as a character.
Mm-hmm.
I love him more as a Blue Ranger, but I'd take him as Red. You know, I'd take him do like some Sentai stuff and like have it be like 3 Red Rangers. It'd be like, all right, bet we're gonna have Rocky pull through as like the secondary Red Ranger. You know, like that would be pretty cool. I would love to see that. Another question would be if, like, for Beast Morphers, right? Say, like, for Beast Morphers lives up to that hype. Because once again, people are saying, and I still find this quite hilarious, Beast Morphers will be just as good as RPM. And RPM is a GOAT tier season. I don't care what anybody says, it's a GOAT tier season. It's in Space Part 2 when it saves Power Rangers. It legit saved the franchise. And so do you think, like, in comparing RPM, will it go like, would you want the season to go like all out for like the hype? Like go all out, you know what I'm saying? Acting, you know what I'm saying? The good scenes, have the bad guys go all out, like good arcs everywhere. Or would you want it to be like decent, good, but like not all out, so you can save pretty much some more like content for like Super Beast Morphers. So yeah. Would you have it like go all out in Beast Morphers and then have Super Beast Morphers go or would you rather it be decent Beast Morphers and pretty decent or pretty good in Super Beast Morphers?
Decent Beast Morphers and then super decent Super Beast Morphers. Because, like I said before, just super seasons have just never hit for me yet. And, and the fact that they keep doing them, they kind of have faith in it. So if they really want to keep trying it, then you would hope that, like, this is the time it's going to work. And like you said, they haven't even released Beast Morphers yet, but they've already gone back to film, like, Super. So, obviously, it sounds like to me that they filmed to, like, a certain point, and then, like, from that point that they left off at, they're going to, like, keep going with the story. And, like, I don't know, that gives me, like, good hope, obviously. Because really, like, another problem with the Super seasons is like, like I said, like, you film to a certain point, and then, like, your characters have either fully developed, and you've met the main villain, and then he just, like, runs through the team. And then after that, like, they get a redemption, and that really shouldn't, like, always be the thing.
Right. Like, like, for example, for what you said, like, Rock, like, you were introduced to an entirely new main villain, which is his brother, which is Picard. Picard gets manhandled, okay? He's gone. He dies. And look, you bring back the main villain from the first season, who you think is dead. Like, I didn't like that. Although I did like Rock, I didn't like that. And then after Rock goes down, you bring Emperor Mavro in, who was basically indestructible until they weakened him down enough and got him. So I didn't like that, but you can kind of see why they did it because like the cover was kind of like the fool, and they sent Rock to basically finish his work. But I kind of didn't like it. You should have just stuck with Vakar and like had Vakar go down. You know what I'm saying? As like the main villain instead of like him. You kind of made him like the secondary villain. Because they all basically just built up to Mavro. You know what I'm saying? So I wasn't fond of that, but you can kind of see why they did it. But I didn't like it. The continuity has been pretty you know what I'm saying? It's just like they make it seem like it's another day in the life for the Rangers and make it like they kind of like ruin it. You know what I'm saying? So that's been a big issue between the regular seasons and the super seasons as well, the continuity.
You know what these newer seasons lack, and like it's pretty obvious, but like no one really says it.
Mm-hmm.
Is like a Zordon figure. That's literally the problem, bro. It's like everything leads up to just like the same ending. You know, like team forms, team like learns about each other, and then like they may or may not gain allies, or one of their allies might be evil and then becomes good, and then they all come together and fight the villain. But I mean, with other seasons, like freaking in space, like they had to search for Zordon. Before that, Zordon was just like the main guy, and even then, like he was always like being threatened by the villains. And like I don't know, when you don't have like a big person like that, it just kind of everything's kind of scattered. Zordon obviously like kept all the previous seasons like together. Like that's how there was a universe in the first place.
Right, like that's how you can honestly tell like the main universe from the different universes. Not from it being like different dimensions and all, because you can literally tell like Zordon has had an impact throughout the main universe, you know, in some way. Like especially in the Zordon I wanna say post Zordon era. Like he was when he was killed when he was sacrificed, and so he literally changed in like his essence, like his body essence, like knocked out all the negative energy, turned some of the galaxy's most evil villains into the most pure people. Like he literally changed Rita Repulsa and Lord Zed, and they got like officially like married like after that. Like you know what I'm saying? And I was like, that shows how much of an impact that Zordon had. And like you said, it's been kind of scattered because you've had this mentor and you had this mentor. Like, you know what I'm saying? They haven't, nobody, I don't think nobody in the history of Power Rangers or again will have as big as an impact as Zordon. You know what I'm saying? So it's been just like scattered since Zordon's been gone, which is, yeah. Lost Galaxy and on, you know, it's been scattered. Like Zordon isn't even mentioned now. He's not even mentioned. He's like, oh yeah, it's just, yeah.
I mean, what the Gosei's like his
Gosei is like his
or whatever.
protege. He really didn't live up to that Zordon protege hype. You know what I mean? Like he really didn't do nothing. Like he just told the Rangers that, oh, use this power card, and this power card will unlock this. This will give you the Gosei Great Megazord and the Gosei Ultra Great Megazord. And he just told them about Robo Knight, really. And besides that, Gosei really didn't do anything. So, I don't know, man. It's just that Zordon had an impact that I don't even think Tommy has had on the franchise. Of like that big of an impact on the Power Rangers franchise. Like he's like, I don't want to say God. I'll say like the Jesus of the Power Rangers franchise.
Mm-hmm.
So like, one more.
I'm sure that they didn't have a plan, or obviously they had a plan like going forward. But whenever like Zordon actually died, they were like, "Dang, like we're gonna have to keep going like future seasons without him."
Exactly. Like, he's been like the staple, you know what I'm saying, of these seasons just up until like his death. And I can just imagine like them writing that out. Like, you don't expect that, you know? Like,
No.
you don't expect that. And that's one of them Power Ranger moments, like, you're like, oh snap. Zordon's really gonna die. And the way he dies is he gets sacrificed by a ranger that doesn't want to kill him, obviously, because he's Zordon. You know? And like Angel's like, no, there's another way. And like you can like feel the emotion in that scene. And you're like, oh man, like it has to happen. And it all came out good until, you know, the events of Lost Galaxy picked back up. But yeah. My last question before we wrap things up is, so you have Beast Morphers, right? And you have your first colored African American Red Ranger since Scott.
Mm-hmm.
And he was, you know, you had Jack and then you had TJ. And then I don't know I forgot the names because they did release the names of the Rangers. Like, I think my question is here, like, there's a legacy of colored Red Rangers that have been really good. All of them has been really good in my opinion. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like, do you think, this is like another question around like hype. Do you think he would like, I know we haven't got like insight on the character and all that, but do you think like he could be like that next like Scott Truman, you know what I'm saying, for this franchise?
Oh, definitely, and that's honestly probably why they casted him as well. And talking about Scott and how we were saying Beast Morphers and RPM are sort of similar, I can sort of see him being kind of like the front runner of all of it. I mean, obviously he's a Red Ranger, but like not only was Scott a Red Ranger, but like his backstory and everything, and how they kind of just dove right into him. Like
Right.
you kind of just already engaged from the beginning. So hopefully with this guy, that's sort of the same situation. Because if they're doing a Super Beast Morphers, then obviously like he has a big arc coming ahead.
Right.
And you said that there's a silver and a gold ranger, correct?
Yes, sir. Silver and gold.
Okay. And so we usually with like silver and gold, like they'll have their moments of shine, but then like you know the Red Ranger's still there to keep them in check, and that's usually like what takes like a big leader role, and like I mean Jack obviously was like out of all the Red Rangers that have been African American, like Jack was the one that kind of stands out to everybody just
Right.
because of how he started off and then becoming a ranger and a leader.
Right. That
But
development of Jack really, he was a guy on the street who really thought that like stealing clothes, well, he stole clothes to give back, but he thought that that was the right life for him. And then he realized that SPD and becoming an SPD Ranger actually changed his life for the better. And he went from being that guy on the street to being that fearless leader of the B Squad. And I think because Jack has the best character development out of them all, and SPD also being a very likable season is the reason why he sticks out the most out of those like other African American Red Rangers. I just hope that the guy, the Beast Morphers Red guy, he comes out. Great arc, great storyline. Like you said, he's obviously got something big coming in Super Beast Morphers. And him being a Red Ranger in general, he has something big coming. So I just wish the best for this season, man. Because literally the hype surrounding this is real. Like, telling you. People are calling, when you call like Beast Morphers or a season like this the savior of a franchise, man, that is big hype. So yeah, man. So anyways, that's the end of the second episode. We got through it pretty good, right? I guess you could say we got through it pretty good. Third episode will come this weekend. We pretty busy. I was pretty busy with WWE over the weekend, so but this weekend I should be pretty free. So also for the other members, yes, we know they're not here. They will be here soon. You know what I'm saying? Especially Jedge. I'm gonna get on him about wanting to play Kingdom Hearts 3, but he low-key has I'll give him a pass. You know what I'm saying? I'll give him a pass. But there, everybody's Twitter and the podcast account Twitter will be in the links in the description down below. Make sure you leave a like, comment, ask us some questions, man. We need some questions for the videos. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, we wrapping this one up, and we'll see you guys next time. Peace.